right, everyone. Hey, congratulations. Another year for the Indian Film Festival of Los Angeles.
Thank you. We're very excited.
Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
Yeah, it's one of the most prestigious film festivals here in Los Angeles, and I want to say it's going on what, 20, 21, 22 years now?
Correct. This is the 21st anniversary of the festival.
Most excellent. Well, first of all, tell us how the film festival has grown in these past 21 years.
Ritesh, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. So Thuli and I have been with the festival for, Thuli, I think, is the senior most, and she's been with the festival for 11 of its 21 years. And I can speak, and I've been with the festival for about 6 or 7 years. I think one of the biggest growth comes from our identity shift from being a festival that focuses on films, Indian films from India, to a much more robust representation of South Asia and the South Asian diasporas. To be fair, we've always focused on the diaspora community in the US and in Los Angeles. But I think in terms of programming, Thuli and I can say that in terms of our outreach, our alumni, the research that we do, and the films that we are watching and discussing, we're definitely looking at films from the South Asian subcontinent, which means Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, etc., but also from filmmakers of those diasporas in the US. So that's one major shift. Thuli, do you have anything else to say about this?
And of course, when the festival started 21 years ago, it was a completely different landscape. Christina Maruda, she's the executive director and the founder of the festival. When she started the festival, she did so because she loved Indian cinema and she didn't see anything, remotely represented here in the Mecca of cinema in LA. So back then, when she was bringing the films, it was a much smaller affair. These films were totally unknown, and right now 21 years later, South Asian cinema really has a completely different appeal to cinema lovers worldwide. So we're in a completely different, we've grown in tremendous ways, and I'd like to think that places like IFFLA have helped support this growth and the growth in audiences around the world who are interested in South Asian stories and are following and coming to watch.
What is the purpose and mission of IFFLA today?
I think the purpose and mission is there's multiple. We are the only festival in Los Angeles where filmmakers from India and the South Asian subcontinent can show their films in a festival setting. We're the largest and the only venue. Of course, they can show it in theatrical venues and have private screenings, etc., which is why we're so thrilled to have Varun and other filmmakers from India joining us, as they do every year. The other mission is just to support and uplift the community here, the South Asian community, which consists not just of, the immigrants that have come here and settled in the Los Angeles region and the first and second generation, but also in terms of the creative film and television community. I feel like in the last 5 years or 5 to 7 years has exploded. You'll see filmmakers, writers, directors, actors, etc., come to LA, join in television writers' rooms, start their own podcasts, become influencers. So there's a large creative community here. And the other thing to also pay attention to is that it's not just simply, the subcontinent, India versus LA. There's also a lot of crossing of borders, so to speak, in terms of creativity and collaborations. And one of the things that we do at IFFLA, one of our goals is being in Hollywood compared to other South Asian festivals or Asian festivals, we're able to connect our filmmakers to the industry, to connect our filmmakers to executives, to talent agents, to distribution executives, so that they can make sure that their careers, maybe their next projects, can begin at IFFLA.
Most excellent. Let's start talking about the lineup that you actually brought for this festival, and then I'll bring in Varun to comment about his film. So you have a lineup of what, 24 feature films this year?
Yes, we have a lineup of 25 films. Actually, 9 of them are features, and the rest of them are short films in 3 different shorts programs. And one of our special guests this year is Vishal Bhardwaj. He's a modern master of Indian cinema, and he's also an alum of IFFLA. We had Makbul and Kamini some years ago. And this year we're opening the festival with him, with his film Khufiya. It's an espionage thriller starring Taboo. Vishal will be here with for the festival to present the film and do the Q&A at the opening. But also we're extremely excited that we're gonna also have him back on Saturday to host a masterclass. And he's really one person that everyone who's interested in cinema can learn so much from. He's a multi-talented person. He's also a musician, fantastic musician. But also he's made a lot of films. He's specifically worked a lot with adaptations. He's adapted literature to the screen, a lot of Shakespeare plays. He recently also adapted for television an Agatha Christie story. And this film that we're showing, Khufiya, is also based on an espionage novel. So that's something we're extremely excited about. Vishal Bhardwaj's programming.
Wow, yes, especially it stars Taboo. She is an iconic actress from India. That is for sure.
She's incredible, and in this film, you really cannot turn your eyes at all from her. And what I love about the film is, even though it's still like a very exciting espionage adventure, it really also is a character study of this strong woman. And one of the most interesting things to me, at least, about the film is how she tries to figure out who she is, her own sexual identity, and her own identity as a mother, and different aspects of her identity as they relate to other women around her. So the film is a lot about her shifting alliances with 3 different women. So it's really something to watch.
That is certainly exciting. Yeah, go ahead.
Gig, I wanted to mention. I was saying your name right, actually. I'm sorry. Is it Gig?
Yes, it's Gig.
Okay. So one more film that we want to mention. We have some fantastic iconic films in terms of the talent attending, but we also have a world premiere of a Malayalam film called Aattam, the play, and that's happening on Friday at 7:15. And this film was a complete discovery for the programming team. One of our programmers in India, Namrata Joshi, brought this film to our attention, and it's what the filmmaker calls a suspenseful chamber drama, and I think that's a really appropriate word, because what this film is about is it's set in the world of a theater troupe which consists of 12 men and 1 woman. And after like a night of partying and celebration, the woman is sexually assaulted. And what takes place in the middle 1.5 hours of this riveting drama, which is so dialogue driven and has a meticulous script, is these 12 men around a table figuring out through what they think is a very rational deliberation, what they should do, how can they save their asses, excuse my French, but what this film turns out to be actually is very interestingly subversive, because we're living in a post-Me Too world, and the filmmaker and the director is a man, and here we have actually a cast of 12 scared characters, 12 scared men figuring out what they should be doing in the situation. So in a way, it's a very fascinating exploration, and you always wonder, how can a male filmmaker talk about sexual assault from a woman's perspective? And this is a one really interesting way to do it, where you kind of turn the tables by having 12 male characters talk on a table.
Wow, yeah, this is a pretty good lineup, and of course we are closing this festival with a film called All India Rank, which is with Varun, who's also on the line to speak about it. Varun, how exciting is it for your film to be closing out the festival?
It is very, very exciting because one, IFFLA is a great festival. I have been following the festival for the last few years. I have been, dreaming of playing here, and then this is my debut film, and I got this opportunity to have All India rank as the closing night film, which is a big honor. I mean, the opening film is Vishal Bhardwaj, and we are closing the film being a debut film. I think it is really almost unbelievable for me, and I'm very very looking forward to meet so many fellow exciting filmmakers like Aattam, which I mean, Ritesh was just talking about the film, and I had seen a clip of this last year at another film festival where we were all in the same work in progress lab. So films which were incomplete at that time were part of this lab, advisory lab from editors around the world. And I saw a clip, and I was very excited to see the film whenever it comes out. And now, I mean, we are playing in the same festival. We are playing in the festival with Vishal Bhardwaj as the opening film, Khufiya, and with Tabu, and such a great lineup. So I'm super excited.
Varun, tell us about your film. What is it about, and where you got the original idea for it?
Okay, so the original idea actually I got from my own life. It's semi-autobiographical film set in the late 90s India about, a 17-year-old boy who is struggling with some very basic questions about the choices he has to make in life at that time. Mostly academic choices, but those choices will kind of dictate what he ends up in that one life he has gotten. And the film is a slice of life comedy, coming of age drama, with lots of music, with lots of bits of nostalgia from the India of the 90s. We got to use lots of soundtrack from those times. We got to use lots of stuff which almost like a memorabilia of those times. I actually got to use lots of games we used to play. So my original games were still lying in a cupboard somewhere, and then we found it out and then used them in the film. The posters I had in my room, some of those are in the film. So it's a nostalgia trip, but with a great coming of age energy film.
That is terrific to hear. I've never visited India before, but to visit the idea of visiting your film of India in the 90s would even be more sensational.
Lovely. Yes.
So for the film festival itself, you said there was a master class. Are there other workshops that are also going to be presented at this film festival?
There are no other workshops, but we have a panel discussion the same day on Saturday. And it's about social media creation. We have a group of fantastic social media creators who are making a living in this new crazy world that is very exciting. It's personally, it's very new to me personally, but we're thrilled to have them on, and that's on Saturday. And we have happy hours, we have lots of social events, and then we have these fantastic 25 films.
Most excellent. And let me wrap this up as tell us where all this is going to take place, and how do we get tickets to attend your festival?
Sure. The best way to learn about our festival is to go to our website, www.indianfilmfestival.org. The festival takes place next week, October 11th to 15th in Los Angeles. The opening night gala and the closing night gala, which is Varun's film, are happening at the Harmony Gold Theater in West Hollywood. The rest of the films and the festival takes place from Thursday to Sunday at the Regal Theaters in Los Angeles, in LA Live, which is in downtown Los Angeles. I think the best way to experience the festival, is to buy an all access pass or a fest pass, because then these are just great value for money. If you're planning to attend more than 2 films, I would just buy a pass instead, because that way the pass also, depending on the pass, you also get access to the happy hours and to the opening night and closing night galas, and also just come with the attitude and the vibe of just meeting a whole bunch of community members. And be it the South Asian community, be it the filmmaking community, they're all going to be there, and we're very excited to welcome them.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, even though we don't, we have one master class and one panel, pretty much every single screening that we have, the filmmaker is in attendance or part of the filmmaking team. So actually, after every single screening, there's a Q&A conversation, a very intimate conversation with the creators of these films. For some of the films, like Berlin, we have the director and pretty much the entire cast. And we have Nishta Jain, we have Anand Ekarshi, 2 tremendous documentary filmmakers who are coming all the way from India. So we have a tremendous amount of talent who's going to be flying in to be here to talk to the audiences. So that's something really special that you can't really find anywhere unless you come and show up to the actual screenings. So that's something I'm personally looking forward to, meeting everyone and all gathering together.
Yeah, absolutely. After months of discussing these films with our programming team on Zoom sessions, we can finally actually meet our lovely filmmakers, including Varun. And last year we didn't have a chance to do that because our festival was in April and we were still emerging from the pandemic, and the visa process was very challenging. This year we're just extremely excited to welcome our filmmakers.
And most certainly, I'm excited too. I've attended a couple of the IFFLA's festival before the pandemic, and I can't wait to return to those seats. So thank you everyone for speaking to me about the festival. And Varun, I will definitely try to make your closing night film.
Oh, that would be a pleasure. Please come.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Gabe.
you, Gig.